think we ended on the Mexican bush sage. Up here, you can also see the Salvia microphylla, also known as hot lips sage. Love this sage. And then over here, you can see plumbago. So, plumbago from South Africa, but does really well here. And I love how the blue and yellow play together. I just love that. Love, love, love. This is a good look right here. Flame acanthus right here. This is my hummingbird trap. Hummingbirds cannot pass this up. Cannot pass this up. This is hummingbird crack right here. Flame acanthus. I'm gonna put more of it in here. I just had a walnut tree cut down right here, and I'm gonna put a whole bunch more flame acanthus in here. I don't know, half a dozen of them. This is a firecracker sage. Firecracker fern. I don't really like this firecracker fern, even though it blooms really nice. Like you can see here, blooms really nice. Hummingbirds love it. But the problem is every time it freezes, it goes back to the ground. Not ideal. There's a little bit more plumbago here. I really like plumbago for a pop of color right by the curb. 3 up front, 4 in the middle, 3 in the back here. And over here we have new gold lantana. I'm just getting this established. So new gold lantana doesn't grow from roots. Like you can't just plant one and grow it. You have to actually grow it from a plant. So this is just getting established here. I'll probably have, I don't know, 10 to 12 of them here eventually. Eventually this will all be plumbago and lantana right here. All right. I think I'm gonna put all of the azaleas over here. And here we have some variegated ginger. Always wanted variegated ginger. Love this plant. Bicolor iris right here. You can see that, really cool. Yeah, it's kind of looking dead, whatever, but it's a really cool plant. I love the blooms on the bicolor iris. But the variegated ginger, come on now, give it up. That looks good. I love this stuff. Just a really cool looking plant. So this is Turk's cap and crown of thorns is what it's turned out to be. Unfortunately, the crown of thorns is really thick in here. I'm gonna have to really focus on getting this removed. Now the good thing is I've got it contained to this area. The bad news is there's a lot of crown of thorns in here. So I have the Turk's cap, which is the #1 shade hummingbird plant in Texas. I love the flame acanthus. It's got a little yopon under there that's kind of getting overtaken. I'll cut that back later. But what's really cool is I got a volunteer loquat. Now, I hate loquats, but my grandfather loved this tree. And so this is the reason that I'm down for having this particular one here, because Papa loved them. And they reminded him of Japan. This is Japanese loquat. And, you know, he spent a lot of time in Japan during the war. So here's another one right here. Love this tree. Gonna use these as wind blocks. These are gonna be my wind blocks here. 2 of them, as you can see, I'm hoping they grow really thick. The wind blows out of the north out of here. And so what I'm hoping is to get a big fig right here, and then 2 of these right here. And hopefully it'll deflect some of the wind coming in. I'm also gonna have to put something over here. I know I have to put something else, but for now, this is my wind block. Right here, this is Celeste fig. This is the one everyone talks about. Apparently they get 30 feet tall. I've heard in this environment they'll get like 15 feet tall, but still, a 30-foot tall fig would be amazing. And so that's why this is here is the wind block. Over here, we have Sabal minor. This is a native palm. And it is a trunkless palm. This palm does, as you see, is very low growing. It actually doesn't get very big unless it's in a swamp, and then it'll grow like a small trunk on it. But I planted these up because I didn't want them to get very big. All I want them to do is just break up the form of the AC unit, to be honest with you. And so as you can see, they kind of already do. Like if you're down here like this, they kind of already break it up. You almost can't see the bottom of it. So eventually they'll get, you know, this big, and then they'll just break it up. That's what I'm hoping for. Chili patine. my favorite pepper, my organic pepper, Texas native pepper. I planted several of them here. Only one of them came back. That's okay. I'm going to plant several more. You can see I've got a big area here. Plant a bunch of petines there. Here's a fern garden. Fern garden's looking pretty piss poor. I forgot to turn on the irrigation, so there's only 3 ferns left. This is a foxtail fern, which is looking pretty hurting. This is a river fern, which is looking pretty hurting. And this is a something else kind of fern that was growing native that I just transplanted here that's doing really well. So that's what I got for my fern garden. It's looking pretty bad right now, not even gonna lie. Crepe myrtle ligustrums over top, not crepe myrtles. I was looking at crepe myrtle. Ligustrums over top of those. And in the spring, around Easter time when those bloom, it's just the most amazing smell. It smells like honey. Here's a crepe myrtle. I put this crepe myrtle here just as a sight block. This house right here has a window right there, and I didn't want them looking on my deck. I want this. I want them to see that. So that's why I planted the wax myrtle right there. One of my favorite trees right here. Ever since I learned about this tree, I've always wanted one. This is a sandpaper tree, a nakwa. Sandpaper, so awesome. Oh man, the leaves feel so cool. And I needed a northern wind block. Now there's not a lot of wind out of the north. I mean, it's not like we get hurricanes out of the north, but you know, we'll get a 40 to 50 mile an hour wind out of the north occasionally. So I wanted some sort of tree to help block. You can see these block the wind there, but I wanted something right here and I wanted something right here. So that's what this is. This is a wind block that will hopefully steer the wind around the house. All right, let's get to some of my favorites. Catalpa. I got 2 catalpa trees here, and that is so that when I have grandkids, this is gonna be the best fishing spot on Lake Houston, right here. Me and my grandkids are gonna sit right there, and we're gonna fish right there. So I'm very excited about fishing with my grandkids, and I'm planting the trees now so I can get that started. This is another water oak. This tree is about 5 years old, and it is enormous. You can see it's every bit of 20 feet tall right now. That is a cypress. Oh, here's a volunteer sabal miner. Pretty excited about that. And see those big stumps right there? They came from, they came from that tree right there. There was a tree right there that unfortunately got ripped apart during a storm and ended up dying. There's a cypress tree right here. I might end up planting another one of these, but really, really like cypress trees, just like the look of them. And I know it's going to take a long time to grow, but also if there's a wind coming this way, this cypress tree is strong, strong, strong. The branches from this tree hopefully will be sitting here and will hold up against that tree. So there'll be a little wind block here. Same thing here. This thing's supposed to get 60 feet tall. So the branches and 40 feet wide. So the branches here hopefully will extend, along this way. And as the wind is blowing this way, they'll be caught in the cypress. And that cypress is one of the strongest trees ever. That's why I planted it there. It's my center. It's not the best wind block, but these trees, that tree gets 50 feet tall. That tree gets 60 feet tall, and their branches are going to anchor against that, is my hope. All right, got another red maple here. Red maple right there. Oh, yeah, that's right. Bunch of sabal miners here. This is actually my sabal miner garden. I know I got a couple different ones, but this is the sabal miner garden right here, to be honest with you. This is just a great spot. These were the smallest sabal miners I could have bought, and they are huge now. Seriously, these are all like $100 plants. Because all the new growth coming out of there, new growth coming out of here, new growth. They are loving this spot right here. So I'm happy to let them grow. They look so majestic once they get big. Look at the sunset today. See, this is the reason I love this place right here. Just look at that sunset. It's amazing. All right, got an American sycamore here. This is the anchor not the anchor, the edge of my wind block for hurricane winds, which will come this way. I got a block right here. It'll kind of come, but the hurricane winds will come right here. And there is a beaver nutria or something that happens to be eating a lot of my trees. I've got a game camera right there, as you can see. And so all these trees are dead from some sort of beaver nutria. I don't know what it is, but I've got a bunch of game cameras to try and catch what it is and we'll deal with it. This is a Passiflora foetida, which is an edible passion vine. Super excited to have this here because there's one butterfly that will only lay its larvae on this vine. So if you want to have that butterfly, you have to have this vine. And I got a few of them. Plus it's edible. That's kind of cool. See, this tree's dead. I mean, look at this. Whatever it is, just totally ate the bark up that tree and killed it. I'm very disappointed. This is an elbow bush right here. You can see, I don't know if you can actually. This bush makes 90-degree angles almost everywhere it goes. That's why they call it an elbow bush. 90-degree angles. I'm excited for that to get big. These are all shortleaf pines. I planted these shortleaf pines because I wanted a big pine needle forest. So what I'm thinking I might do is plant another sycamore up here because whatever didn't bother the sycamore, plant another sycamore here to keep whatever away, and then plant more pines here, or maybe even plant more pines here. But it's very challenging. I mean, I spent like hours on just this little bit, probably 4 to 5 hours on that, and it's all gone. So I'm very frustrated. Even the ones you see, they're gonna die. All the bark is eaten off, they're gonna die. Monterey oak, right here, right here, right here. They look very close together. They're 10 feet apart. But the reason is because I want a screen. This is a living fence right here, and I want a screen that is going to grow big and eventually cover this. You can see the wax myrtle here is getting big, right? You can already see that's providing some screen there, and it's only this wax myrtle. When I planted this wax myrtle here, it had like 4 leaves left on it. And that was 2 years ago, and wow, is it ever taken off. So you can see what these are going to look like. It's going to be bam, bam, bam. And then these oaks are going to grow in behind it. And so that I have a secondary screen. I've got Yopon hollies here. So the Yopon hollies against the fence, and then the wax myrtles and the Mexican white oaks. I mean, that's going to be a pretty formidable screen. Here is a Pawnee pecan. The Pawnee pecan is the one that a lot of people use for cooking. So I got a Pawnee. That died. Another Passiflora foetida, whatever. Native lantana, Duranta. Now this particular Duranta doesn't have thorns on it, so I'm pretty sure it's not native because Durantas are known to have thorns. This area here, I'm just gonna do, I'm thinking I do Devil's River Garden right here, to be honest with you. I'm gonna put some sort of Devil's River Garden right there. Over here, we have persimmons. A couple of persimmons right here. I'm gonna water this one. Here we go. A couple of persimmons right there. Persimmon. Fuyu persimmons. These are Satsuma oranges right here. And that is an avocado. Really hoping I can get that Joey avocado to bloom. It's in a great area. Now this is my plan. So I've got a couple of wind blocks that are growing up here. I've got a water oak right here. It's going to take up that. I've got another wind block that's going to take up that. So this will be blocked, but there's still wind that comes this way, especially during a winter storm. That's what this is for. I'm hoping this grows up here like this and gives me another 3 to 4 feet on the corner, so that this eventually, I mean, it might take like, 7 years or whatever, but eventually I'm going to have a natural screen there that will block this avocado. So eventually that'll be good. And let's look at this. What do we have here? We got someone that pulled in my yard. Let's go look at that here.